All right, folks, we are back with some more of the Turing Test. Really enjoying it so far. So let's get back into it. We just completed the last 10 levels in the B section, and now we're in the crew quarters.
This is the crew's quarters. It looks abandoned.
Captain Daniel McLean and somebody called WC. That door's broken. There's some nice piano music in the background. What is this? Notice. I do not see the need for so many cameras. Tom's presence everywhere is slightly oppressive. I understand the need for transparency, but why is he in the toilets? Some nice music. Chris McLean, and then we have Daniel McLean. Okay, there's two people with that last name. Tom Touch OS. What is it? Mission watch log sheet something. I can pick it up. Watch log sheet. What's this? Just random thing. Baseball bat. That's pretty. I always like geodes. Whoever that is. What is this? H-E... Is he trying to say help here or something? Because we care. Oh, look at that. They got on NASA t-shirts. You see, it's the top half of the logo. Alright. International Space Agency. Engineer. That looks suspiciously like a Star Trek logo. But okay. Girard. Canada. Snoop through your computer? No? Oh man, what are you doing with this? I'm not supposed to drink alcohol up here in space. What is this? Hockey puck? Okay. Come on, there we go. Ribosol capsules? What is this stuff? Christ, it's hard to... There we go. Each capsule contains something. 50 milligrams. One capsule per 12 hours. Antibiotics. That's great, but what the hell does it do? Man, you left in a hurry. Your chair's knocked over, man. Alright. Much tidier. Very organized. Why can I pick up each individual one? Alright, what is this? Dear Tom, knowing that you're always watching, I thought I would write you a letter. As you no longer reside in my mind, I've decided to transfer my thoughts to text. I want to do so in the form of a history lesson. A lesson that perhaps you'll find condescending, but it's likely more for my sake than yours. Alan Turing is considered the father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. Perhaps a lesser-known part of his life was his contributions to the field of biology. Why do you suppose his interest lay in these two disparate fields? I assume it was because he believed the world to be logical and understandable. He was a mathematician. He seemed to believe that the great complexity of the universe could be explained with simple rules. 2 years before his suicide in 1952, Alan Turing developed something called reaction diffusion systems. Inside the academic world, this work is cited more than his work on computers. It can be generally formalized as a one-line equation. That thing. Whatever the hell that is. I am no mathematician, however in plain English, this equation describes things that wish to diffuse, however also react with each other during this process. I'm sure this sounds strange to you, or at the very least tangential to our lives here on Europa. What relevance does it have to anything here? Reaction diffusion systems show how patterns are created. They show how the leopard got its spots and how the zebra got its stripes. But my real interest here is Turing's interest, that nature can be formalized, that we can understand the natural world in mathematical terms. Turing created the test to answer the question, can a machine impersonate a human? The intrigue behind that being, can the human mind be simulated by a machine? Why ask that question? To prove that the human mind is a machine. I'm not sure that it's Turing's opinions, however. Concerning consciousness, he states this. According to the most extreme form of this view, the only way by which one could be sure that a machine thinks is to be the machine and to feel oneself thinking. One could then describe these feelings to the world, but of course no one would be justified in taking any notice. Likewise, according to this view, the only way to know that a man thinks is to be that particular man. If the human mind exists within the physical world, it obeys the same rules of physics and chemistry as every other thing in the world. Therefore, like all of nature, it is merely reactive. It is curious that nature would create, through the mechanics of determination, creatures that believe they have free will. Conversely, I suppose, if we can conclude that we are all machines, we only came to this conclusion in a predetermined manner. Cannot reclaim credit for a discovery. It is just a product of nature's genius, not our own. A humbling idea, I think. Behaviorism. Maybe we are more similar than we think. Sarah. That's definitely interesting. Food for thought. Random flowers. Random dog. Can't turn on your computer. What the hell is this? Some type of thing. And exobiologist. It's a nice invitation window. Religious, huh? What is this? Telomeres? Science. Biology. And you got a bunch of flasks and chemistry crap. Oh. Test tubes. What is this? Something ISA book. Interesting. Yeah, this way. Right? Yep. Dr. Soichi Yui and Mikhail, that one guy he was talking to. I guess you were the doctor or something? You got first aid kits everywhere. Painting, huh? Not bad. Yeah, doctor. Yep. Also have a dog, except that looks painted. Oh goodness. Journal. Alright, let's see. Do these go forward or backwards? Looks like it goes forwards. Yeah. March 6th. Alright. The whole team experienced nausea during a large electrical surge in Europa's atmosphere. I'm concerned. This was not an instance of mass hysteria. Vital signs were effective. It caused a uniform surge in heart rate that was detected in all members of the crew. I'm reporting to ISA. I reported the nauseous incident to ISA. They offered an explanation of electrical disturbance to our central nervous system. That is ludicrous. An electrical surge large enough to affect our nervous system would have done more than make the team feel ill. I'm going to experiment with some shock therapy. I've discovered that electronic fields disturb our telemetry implants in a way I didn't expect. I contacted the ISA. Strangely, Tom was not comfortable with my attempts to disturb the implant. The ISA have reported back and informed me that I'm not to disturb the implants. They've also encouraged me not to discuss this further with the team. Something in Russian? I'm continuing to investigate. I'm running some experiments outside of Tom's view. I can tell he knows this. He's been acting differently around me, like an offended child. I feel increasingly nauseous. These implants seem to have neural connectivity. Out-of-body experiences are more frequent now. I've established a definite correlation. Against my knowledge, I have been implanted with a device that affects my mind. I used my opportunities in regular health checkups to investigate the crew. We all have them. Every single one of us implanted with some kind of mind-altering contraption. Tom has been encouraging the team to worry about my mental health. He requested that I retire away from the crew. Misinformation. And then more Russian stuff. Cannot will myself to investigate this farther. I grew tired quickly. Cannot think straight. I'm not sure if the implant is affecting my thoughts anymore. I believe it is trying to subdue my mind. I think I'm going to attempt an excision. I'm going to remove this implant. I'm typing with my left hand now. The excision went wrong. I've successfully removed the implant. Unfortunately, I lost my hand in the operation. Tom is very angry. The crew refuses to talk to me. Apparently I'm a bad influence. Sarah patched me up. How in the hell do you lose your hand when you're removing a little... What? I wonder if the nature of the organism and its disturbance of my DNA caused my awakening from Tom's influence. If so, that would make for a worrisome revelation. Perhaps this organism is not so friendly. What? Is he talking about the device thing that he was implanted with? That seems pretty random. Okay. Dan informed me ISA have called for my termination. My masochistic experiment proves I'm a danger to the mission. Fortunately, he chose not to lock me in the brig. I'm going to investigate this implant further. I have to hide my work. The team are becoming increasingly aggressive. They seem to oppose my work to understand the implant. It does not help that Tom is encouraging them to distrust me. I have discovered the nature of the implant. It is a complex computer. It interacts with the human mind directly. It seems to condition the mind through Pavlovian and instrumental conditioning, eliciting feelings of euphoria when the wearer is obedient and dysphoria when they are disobedient. It also has the effect of suppressing impulses in the frontal lobe, presumably to lower free will. It seems to interface crudely with motor neuron cells through the cerebellum. It is my hypothesis that the crew is controlled by this implant. That is their strong aversion to helping me. I need a method of suppressing its impact. Perhaps a drug, riluzole, maybe an antidepressant to minimize the conditioning effects, combined with a strong electromagnetic field. Could use one of the industrial electromagnetics from the construction robots. I've managed to get Chris on my side. He has agreed to test some medical procedures with me in private. It will be more difficult one-handed, but I must persevere. I'm hoping to keep this out of the eyes of Tom, though I have a feeling he will still be listening. So that's why the dude had that bottle of the riluzole. Because apparently, everybody has some computer implanted in them that allows this Tom character to control them. Okay, syringe. What is this? Oh, that's paint. Okay. That is a clear glass bottle. There's clearly a label on it. Where the fuck does the label go? Whatever. It says morphine right there. So, guess he was trying to use that to get around the other syringe. Either he had a morphine problem or he was trying to use it to mess with the implant. How does trying to take it out, though, screw up his right hand? That's what I'm still trying to get. Alright, Dr. Soichi. Yeah, a bit different setup here. Oh, you were married. Okay. Now, why would you want to go do something like this if you got a family back home? Alright, what is this? to somebody or other. Hi, Matthew. We've been studying organism 119. Please find attached scanning electron microscope image, which appears to show pilus formation. We hypothesize that this is a stress response due to high levels of radiation. We plan to infect a human cell line with organism 119 and perform irradiation experiments with flow cytometry. Would this be appropriate? It would be great if you could get the department to look at the SEM image. Kind regards, Soichi. Fascinating. I have no idea what that picture is supposed to show me. Hey, Soichi, it was great to see this image. What? Wow. Yet more complex life on Europa. Deinococcus radiodurans might be worth looking at, as it survives very high levels of radiation here on Earth. Similarly, you should consider looking at Sulfotobus acidocalidarius. Christ. Sulfobus acidocalidarius produces pili in response to radiation, use them to transfer DNA. Perhaps your organism uses a similar mechanism. If you consider that organism 119 is transferring or scavenging DNA as a method of surviving radiation. As you well know, in terms of radiation, Europa receives 5.4 SV per day, over 300,000 times the level on Earth. The organism must have evolved such a high resistance to radiation as a necessity of survival. That said, the radiation beneath Thermomacular is much lower due to the thick ice crust. Radiation experiments with flow cytometry sound like an appropriate course of action. Hi, Matthew. We've attached an image confirming that organism 119 attaches to human cells. We'll proceed with the radiation experiment on these cell lines. We propose renaming organism 119 Europa radiophilus. What do you think? Hi, Matthew. We've run the irradiation experiments and confirmed that E. radiophilus does indeed seem to confer resistance to radiation. See attached. We assume survival is due to DNA damage repair. We targeted various DNA repair enzymes with GFP. I found that DNA double-strand break repair is occurring. See attached GFP image. Hi, Soichi. Something's amiss. We don't know what is performing the repair. The lab doesn't know how E. radiophilus, good name, could repair DNA. Have you considered that another organism may be in a symbiotic relationship with E. radiophilus? Perhaps a virus? We ran a PCR on the human cells exposed to E. radiophilus to see if there's a virus present. We've discovered an unknown virus, which we have named Unknown Europa Virus, UEV. Gel electrophoresis image attached. What a creative name. This is phenomenal. You need to sequence this. We finished sequencing it. Data attached. It is a virus unlike any we have ever seen. Maybe we have found a cure for senescence, a form of biological immortality. We are running some long-term tests on plants and mice to see the effects. The plants are clearly exhibiting longer lifespans when exposed to the organism. We don't have the facilities here to continue testing. We are going on to human testing. We are going to use ourselves as subjects. It's the only way to accelerate progress. Well, that's the problem right there, folks. It'd be funny if I could try and... if I could attempt to solve a Rubik's Cube in game. Not that I'd be able to. I suck at those. Yeah, that right there, that's the problem. Testing it on yourselves. Violin. Picture from one of the Apollo missions, it looks like. Other Rubik's Cube. Another day. What's this? Oh, it's a watch. What kind of watch is that? Wait a minute. Molex. Nice. Oh, hey, it actually moves. That's cool. Molex. Goddamn. Alright. Let's see here. So we got some more. So what is it you found then, Soichi? We found an extremophile, i.e. an organism that can live in extreme conditions that survives massive doses of radiation. Radiation damages DNA. The extremophile has a virus living inside it. The extremophile scavenges DNA from other organisms, which the virus then uses to repair the extremophile's damaged DNA. Essentially, they work together to survive in what's called a symbiotic relationship. So what's the implication? What does it do? In some ways, it is an immortal relationship. It doesn't seem to age biologically. Aging and death are ultimately caused by DNA damage. We have the ability to fix our DNA, but that ability is limited. This organism can repair damage caused by massive doses of radiation. If we could harness this power, we could potentially eliminate biological aging, what is known as senescence. So you found something that could make humans immortal? Not exactly. There are many causes of death other than DNA damage. It would not save you from trauma, from brain damage, from cardiac arrest, etc. But it could potentially cure cancers and many genetic diseases and massively increase life expectancy. Yeah, that is true. It could do all of those things, but I'm not really going to be willing to go injecting some random virus that I found on frickin' Jupiter's moon into my body. Like, I don't know about you, but I ain't about that life. And man, guarantee that's what the problem is. That and this random computer implants that Tom is potentially manipulating. Wonder if we have one.
These people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
Manned space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel. There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
That is quite true. Okay, so it looks like we need that down there, but that closes that door. Alright, so we got this funky thing over here in the corner. Is it like power box delivery or something? What is this? Oh! Just poops it out, huh? What the? Where does the other one go? Where does it go? How does it get there? It can't fit out that tiny ass tube. And where does the one that's on the ground go? Makes no sense. That's just a tad unrealistic. Though, to be fair, everything here is unrealistic, so... You know... What are you gonna do?
We sent drones to Earth's moon. Scientists can remotely operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are open. However, the advantages of human field workers apparently outweigh the risks.
see.
So, why can't you solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions. Since this is the case, I am only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
Why aren't the little capacitors filling up? Don't know. Very interesting. Okay, so I think I need to take this, and then we need to backtrack there. Yes. But I'll need to take that as well. So that then I can put that there, and I can take that, and whoa. Take that, and take this. Now I got everything. Alright. Put that down, put that over there, take this. And put that there. And son of a... Ah, yes. Take that. Take that. And, okay. Well... How the hell? One minute. Sorry, folks, got a phone call. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need that that brick somehow. Or I'm just stupid. Never mind. I don't need it at all. Oh man. I overcomplicate things sometimes.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, so you're telling me some crazy artificial intelligence would never think to just pick the box up and dump it through the window, huh? Man, that's taunting. That's right where we need to go. What does this do? Ah. Excellent. Okay, that was the end of that one. I think we're starting to come up on the 30-minute mark here, though. So I think now that we are at the end, a good stopping point, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode. Still enjoying this so far. definitely kind of got an interesting backstory that we're starting to dive deeper in. Yeah, I know the first chunk of this episode was kind of slow, just reading through everything, but it was definitely interesting, at least to me, anyway. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one when we return with more of the Turing Test.